What's up? Sean Malto, and yeah, talk about the covers I've had over the years.
Quite a few.
Yeah, I'm grateful.
And this Transworld from 2007 is your first?
Yeah, so we'll start here. Transworld is my first. King of New York, which, definitely not ever claiming I'm the King of New York at all. But that's what DC called their trips back in the day. They did like King of LA, King of New York. They had these series. So I was just on the trip, and this is my first one ever. Michael Blabac photo.
Nice.
One of my first time ever skating in New York too. So it was a fun trip, and lucky enough to be able to go out skating at night and throw people the rail. I'm gonna jump to this one because this was Badass Meets Dumbass, and this came out a month after this.
Okay.
So this came out, all my friends were like, "That's so sick, you got the cover," and I'm like, "Thanks." And then the next month, people were coming up to me like, "Hey, sick cover," and I was like, "Oh, cool." Yeah. Like, they're still seeing that Transworld one. I had no idea, and then someone showed me this one, so Skateboarder. I think this is a Ben Colen photo, I believe. We could look. Let's look real quick just to make sure I'm not. But yeah, Badass Meets Dumbass, month-long U.S. girl trip. Yeah, Ben Colen.
There we go.
And this one's Kansas City too,
right.
So this one meant a lot.
Just down the street from Escapist.
Just down the street. This is actually, now I'm looking at it, my only KC cover. Okay. So I'm hyped to get one in the hometown.
Yeah.
And then if we just go back to the order, this was Skate and Create. It's funny because everyone's like, you got to cover scratching.
Little turn right.
Yeah, exactly. Which, was, not the most exciting thing in the world, but I just love the way it looks. And we spent a lot of time setting this up, and Skate and Create, was a contest that they used to do. They gave us a week in a warehouse to where we can do whatever we wanted, so.
And was that still DC, or was that it?
This was Etnies.
Okay.
Yeah. So Etnies Skate and Create, we won, and the winner gets the cover.
Yeah.
And so, yeah,
Perfect.
We'll go back down on the order. Skateboarder, Jonathan Mehring. So he was like, "Hey, you want to go to India on like a
land
trip?" And I'm like, "Fuck it, let's go." I'm down. And so yeah, this was a 2-week India trip. Obviously, not a ton to skate here, but this spot was, I thought was really special. Rail to gap over the stairs, and people don't really see skating out there all that often, so you can tell the crowd. But yeah, that was an amazing, very rough trip.
And who else was on that trip with you?
That was me, Sebo Walker, Mark Suciu, Jonathan Mehring, Patrik Wallner, and I'm missing somebody. I know Jake Johnson was supposed to go and he didn't go.
Okay.
So,
Nestor
Judkins. I love Nestor.
Yeah.
Not to say that I don't remember that guy. He's one of my favorites. That just was a long time ago.
Yeah, over 10 years ago.
Yeah. It's Thrasher.
Yeah.
Like, it's hard to not say, like, I was super psyched. Like, this is one of my favorites. Just, it's the Bible, Thrasher is the only Thrasher cover I was able to get. Stanford hubba. This is actually the first couple days into like a month-long trip. So I was able to back nose one Stanford hubba, I landed it, and that just set up the whole trip, and it was so much fun, great times. Bruce. What's funny about this one too is that I had just got on Etnies,
Uh-huh.
and I was trying to figure out shoes and whatever.
As far as which ones work for you, which ones you
Yeah.
like skating in?
And they're all Soltec, right?
Yeah.
Etnies, S America. And so I was testing out these S's.
Ah.
And, you know, it's not the best look in the world when you ride for Etnies and you have an S logo on the cover of Thrasher.
Yeah, I never noticed that.
Yeah, they were kind of bummed on me, but I was like, look, I'm trying or whatever. And, you know, at least it's all Soltec and all in the family.
Yeah.
Scuba. I think, so Scuba worked for S at the time. And I think he actually sent me the photo instead of Jack. He was like, thanks. I'm like, oh, all right.
And then who shot that one?
I think Ben Colen again.
Okay, yeah.
Let's look. Ben Colen.
Yeah.
We got two. So this Blabac,
Skate and Create, whatever.
Oliver Barton, I believe. Let's make sure. Barton.
Yeah, good.
So Blabac, Barton, Colen, Mehring. Ben Colen.
Leo.
This one, Leo Sharp.
Yeah.
I was really, we were on a trip to London. I love it out there. It's one of my favorite cities.
Shoes or boards? Was that a girl trip or
This
or
was
shoe company?
Etnies trip.
Etnies, okay.
Yeah, and Leo Sharp, legend, was showing us around. But remember this spot? We were like, we want to go there. And he was like, look, it's in a sketchy neighborhood. You know, like, just we got to get in and out, camera gear, everything, and so
Keep
we
it
got
tight.
there. We just went straight into trying to film stuff, and luckily I was able to pull that off. But one of the sickest spots in the world.
Cool. Atlanta.
Who shot this one?
Let's see. Was Joe Brook?
Oh,
with you?
Joe Brook, yeah.
Good.
I remember Joe Brook.
Yeah.
Let's look at, where does it say? Cover.
Yep.
Joe Brook.
Boom.
All right, so this one, I remember being a deadline for And Now.
Okay. Transworld video.
Transworld video, and I really wanted to go to Atlanta because I wanted to skate those two 13 stair rails in a row.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, hit up Chris Ray, like, let's just go to Atlanta. Like, it was like, and I didn't really ever do that before. It was like my trip. I'm like, I want to go to Atlanta. I want to skate this spot.
Yeah.
We flew to Atlanta, and this was at a time when I was young enough to get off the plane and be able to,
Let's go.
like,
Right there.
whatever. So we landed, and I already had it in my mind. I'm like, let's go to those two rails. And I did what I wanted to do the first day we were there. And I was
Okay.
like, sick. It was the nose blunt, it's a back nose blunt.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, all right. And that just set up the trip, and we were just chilling. We had, you know, 5-6 days in Atlanta, and then so we just ended up going to this randomly one of the nights, and yeah, it worked out. It's funny about this flannel is, like, I think half my video part for And Now is in that flannel. I loved that thing, and I'd wear it all the time, and you know, it just so happened that we were in that year of filming for the video.
Yeah. Now, take a peek. Look at the mailing label on this mag.
Mailing label. Santa Rosa. Silas Baxter Neal. Nice. Silas Sodi.
And what about on your skateboarder there?
That's girl Sam Smythe, girl skateboards.
So yeah, we've gotten a few of these donated from some heavy hitters.
That's sick. Street
Yeah.
League. That's
That
Did I
You did well.
win this year? Let's see. Kansas City.
Champion.
Ontario. Yeah, I won in Newark. Prudential Center, 2012. Got the trophy over there. There was a hurricane coming through. So we all went to New York or New Jersey to skate, whatever, and the contest, and they were like, hey, this hurricane's coming through. We need to bump the contest up a day. So we were supposed to skate Saturday, and they were like, we got to skate Friday before this comes. So we went in and skated, and I ended up winning that one. We go back to the hotel. Hurricane hits, floods the whole place, knocks the power out of the hotel. So we were stuck in a hotel with no food, no power. I mean, there was like, cold food.
Yeah.
But no power.
How many days?
Just one day, but it was the most hungover day. Because I won, we all were.
Yeah.
But what's special is like, we all skated the event. I was lucky enough to win. I was like excited about that. And then we went to the hotel, and none of us could leave. So we were all just hanging and, like going up to other people's rooms. And like, it just felt very intimate and very like family oriented. Like at that time too, it was so early in Street League that we were all just like excited to be on the road together. We didn't get to travel like that a lot with other people outside of our brands. So it was really fun, like it was great.
Cool.
And then,
so that's the beginning of 3 different Skateboard Mag covers.
Skateboard Mag, yep.
First
Right.
one's 2008 in Ventura, or Oxnard, right?
Oxnard, yeah, which is Ventura-ish, Ventura County, and this was Sam McGuire.
Okay.
So Sam, I've known Sam McGuire for a really long time. He grew up in Iowa, so he used to come down to KC and skate with us, and he was kind of the first photographer that we knew that was able to he came down and shot to get photos in the mag, which was awesome. And then years later, we had got on Etnies. He became a photographer on Etnies. So, I was able to shoot this photo with him. We used to stay at Mikey Taylor's house together.
Not too far away.
Not too far away in Thousand Oaks, and just drove up, heard about this spot, and
So a lot of people don't realize that Skateboard Mag would mock up same photo but covers for subscribers versus newsstand sales.
I didn't know that until right now as well.
Yeah. And then a couple of years later, we go. I always like this one because of the Escapist T-shirt.
Yep.
And
this is Atiba.
yeah,
Atiba photo. So skateboarder. It was this was a weird this was a weird day actually, because she opened the door. They wanted the Street League winners of that year. It was me,
and Nija.
Nija, and Shane O'Neill.
Okay.
And so they were like, basically, we're gonna go out one day and shoot 3 covers. And like, it does not work like that. Like, it's not like, hey, let's go out and shoot a cover. It's like, okay, this is like something that's either planned or you go on a long trip and you're skating every day. And, like you have time. This one was like, and, Bruce. And then, it just so happened to actually work out, which was pretty sick.
It worked out for you. It worked out for Nija because they split this cover. There's no Shane O'Neill cover.
But is there covers of our faces?
No, not that I'm aware of.
Maybe not. I remember one of the original ideas was to have like a portrait.
Yeah, no, Nija has a cover on a rail.
Yeah,
And
so
then
Nija, what do you do? Nollie back nose blunt, Manchester, I think. And then I switched back 50, La Cunada. But I remember being like, I was like all pissed. I was like, I want to do this right now, but I have to. And then whatever, it worked out, and I'm excited I did it.
And
And
then
then not the last cover I've gotten, or is it?
this is 13. This would have been 13 too. So this is
Last one, maybe. So this was a pretty sweet trip.
okay.
We were skating a spot down the street, and Rick McCrank skated over and was like, Sean, I got something to show you. And we were in Barcelona, and I was like, all right. And he took me through whatever. and he was like, look at this thing, and I was like, holy shit, it's like long ramp to bump to bar. And I was like, this is awesome. I just started skating as fast as I could and ollie in next to it. And I was like, I think I can get on this thing. But I don't want to mess with it too much because these crossbars actually, like, if this is the rail, the crossbars stick out this way. So if you were to mess up, you would kind of hit the crossbar.
Yeah. And you're having to take off from the flat, right? So you're gapping basically out.
Yeah, so this is like a long mellow ramp, so you have to push really far. Atiba Jefferson photo.
Yeah.
And yeah, I was just, it was a 3-week long Barcelona trip at the tail end of filming for Pretty Sweet. So it was like, all right, this is the time. Let's just lock in, handle what we could do. And remember doing that, being like, okay, I think I'm good for the video. I think we're good. But yeah, that was it was fun to be able to skate that. And also, it's rare to find things in Barcelona that people haven't really skated yet. So I was psyched to be able to kind of crack that one off. And I felt like a nose grind. I was just trying to get it over with it. That was the only trick I did. I didn't grind it or anything. What's funny is, well, it's not funny, but Elijah Burrow was kind of hurt. He wasn't even supposed to be skating. I think he hurt his spleen. And I was ollieing next to it. And he was like, I'm going to board slide it for you. And he popped and sacked it so hard. And I was like, no. I'm not putting my balls on the line here. I'm just going to go nose grind. But yeah, I was psyched to do this one. Obviously, Atiba's a great friend of mine, so psyched to be able to shoot another one with him.
So I was curious, first Transworld cover 2007, what year did you first get on Girl?
I got on Girl, when did I get on Girl? Probably that same time. I mean, I actually got on probably 2007.
Yeah, but you've been float for a few years?
I was float for like 3 or 4 years. I was on float for a long time. And then, yeah, because I got boards when I was 13, my first package, and then I got on when I was 16.
Okay.
So, 34 now, so that was, yeah, around 2006, 7.
And any covers stand out for you that influenced you as a younger skater that you would just kind of remember, like, oh, this guy, or this, I had this up in my room, or?
You know, I always loved that Andrew Reynolds backside flip Wallenberg cover.
Yeah.
I thought that Thrasher cover, I just thought that photo was so sick. I'd say that's kind of one of my favorite covers, I think.
That's definitely a top rated one.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, Sean, I think that about covers it. Thanks for getting together with us.
Yeah, of course.
I imagine it's been a while since you've seen all these together.
I don't think I've ever seen them all together.
Well, Superman, glad to put them in front of you and get the stories behind them.
Thanks for bringing them.